It's your girl E. Just Evonne, let's talk for a while until I see you again. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I promise it's gonna be a vibe with your girl E. Just Evonne, let's talk.
What's up, what's up, what's up? It is your girl E, and you are right on time. Okay, y'all. First, let me do all of the stuff that I normally do, and that is, welcome you for coming. I know you could have been anywhere in these streets, but you chose to kick it with your girl, or for whatever reason you landed here with me. I want to say welcome and thank you. Now, do your girl a favor, because I always gotta ask, and hit the like button. So y'all, today this is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. Y'all know I get on here and I shuck and I jive and I have a good time and I hi and I he, and truthfully, I try to make this whole thing light, fun, and engaging, right? But today I had an epiphany. I had a light bulb go off in my head while doing what I normally do and throughout the day. And I saw someone that needed some assistance that I could provide. Now, I keep my television on YouTube, just taking in different content, and this person came in. I subscribe to them because I love seeing channels do well. As a matter of fact, my channel and this person's channel started off right around the same time, right? And then, of course, y'all know I took a 6-month hiatus. But this video is not about that. This video is about how you start something may not be how you finish something, right? Now, y'all know I started off doing commentary on Peach McIntyre. And I talk a lot to Peach, and I bring up a lot of situational things that she has going on to talk about in my commentary. I've been very clear that I was once a Peach supporter because I saw a lot of potential in her. A lot of potential. But for whatever reason, Peach along the way has allowed her traumas to impede her blessings. Although she may feel as though now she's doing well and she's able to survive, she could probably be doing a lot better had she not got in her own way and became a hindrance to herself by allowing her past traumas to get in her way. And it made me think about something. While I was trying to reach out to help someone, y'all know I have discernment of the spirit. I felt the energy of the other person being very hesitant in my approach to really trying to help them. Now, y'all know on my channel, I've always said I wanted my channel to be female centric around, uplifting, bringing awareness, and providing value while having a good time. That's always been my focus. So I told you, I am a woman's woman. I have a lot of female friends. I have friends that I have been friends with since the 2nd grade, right? I have long-term friends. I'm saying this to say, if this is so prolific, because the reason why I tuned into this live, because it really wasn't anything that I was interested in, but this person said, I'm on here because I know someone could probably help me. And then she goes on to say, the Lord is going to bless her and uplift the channel. I'm paraphrasing here now because I don't want to mess it up, because it was very eloquent. But she said the Lord is going to make her reality come to fruition, and how he's going to do it is not her business, right? Now, mind you, I believe that. And it resonated so deeply with me because that was my sentiment myself. But I've asked myself, how many times have you blocked a blessing that God was trying to lay before you because of your past traumas? Now, when I hear people speak in this method, as a Christian myself, I only align with what they're saying and believing that there's a higher power and a God. One of the primary pillars of it is being led by faith. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in our ability to control or to go about thinking we're doing something, we miss what God is putting in place for us by allowing our past trauma to impede what God is trying to put in place for you or trying to offer you, right? Now, I can give you my testimony right now. I've always wanted to talk about this, but I never really had a reason to talk about it. But today, while I was listening and thinking about all of the ways I could help this person, which I did offer, I thought about when I was in this situation, right? So back in 2006, your girl was working in marketing in the entertainment business. And I was so, how can I put it? I was just so underwhelmed with the way things were going and all of the smoke and mirrors of entertainment that I did not want any parts of it. I wanted to go to corporate. So I went to corporate. I started working and I found myself being very drained and not loving it. Now, mind you, up until that point, I was always the person who always had a vision for my life, and I thank God he's made ways happen for me in miraculous ways. And one day when I tell my story, you guys will understand why this resonated with me so hard today and why I'm being obedient and I'm giving my testimony. Well, I was at my job doing what I was doing. And while I was there, just perusing the internet, I'm what's called an early adopter. Let me tell you that first. After leaving the music industry, I went into IT, right? And I did IT for some years. And then with the whole Y2K bubble, everyone freaked out and thought, the servers were gonna fry, and we were gonna be zapped into no man's land. I don't know what they thought, but for all of you younger people, Y2K was a thing. So I ended up getting laid off out of that industry, right? Then I went over to another industry where I could focus more on my discipline, which is marketing. I did that. I was there for 2 years and I grown to be very miserable. I did not want to do entertainment because of all of the low vibrational things that were going on. It didn't resonate with me. I told you guys before, at my core, I am a old Kojic girl, right? So I couldn't do it. So I'm at my job, and because I am such an early adopter in technology, I'm all over everything. I'm sitting in these meetings. I'm hearing all about these stories. I'm privy to all of the consultants that's coming in and talking about new technology, and it is blowing my mind away, right? I'm thinking about, oh my God, this is going to change the way we do entertainment. I could do my own entertainment now. I could be a silo. I don't have to go out and deal with everyone else, and what they got going on. I can figure out how I want to do things. I have access to do that. We go out, drop $30,000 on a home studio, right? Because I was that unhappy at the job. So now I have Back then, what I had in my house, people had to go out to real studios to do. And I'm over the moon. Well, while going down that rabbit hole, I discovered something called Just in TV, right? And they were talking about broadcasting over the internet. Now, mind you, I had a lot of expensive equipment that I already had. I'm talking about, I want you to stay focused with me. This is about moving in faith, okay? Now, although the $30,000 was a lot of money, I'm trying to bring you to the focus that it wasn't the $30,000 that got me where I needed to be. So just stick with me. We went out and spent $30,000. All because I assumed that was something that I needed. After doing the research and figuring out the ins and the outs and the different, variations of this website, I was over the moon. I couldn't believe it. I called one of my friends from the entertainment world that I was once in, and I said, "You're not going to believe this. I have discovered something that's going to revolutionize the world." And he thought it was funny. He really did. My only problem at the time was that I was working. I had a corporate job. And I grew so tired and weary of that job that I was just ready for something different. And I would talk to God about it. So much so that I could visualize what I wanted for my life with this. Fast forward a month later, I find out that I'm getting laid off from my job in 2008. Wow, I'm getting laid off. Now, mind you, I had already started going down this rabbit hole of championing for everyone to get on this whole new wave. This is going to be the new way of everything. And people really wasn't vibing with it. Because let's be honest, people didn't even have smartphones at the time. You could only get on through your laptop. And most people weren't really on the laptop like that. They would get on there to pay bills and do stuff like that. But for the most part, they really weren't on, computers like that. Fast forward. Now, here's my opportunity. I am unemployed. But everybody else is unemployed. Now, this is what I talk about faith. This was a very trying time. And for those of you that are Christians, you may understand. And for those who you don't, this is still symbolic to having the faith to keep going, or tenacity to keep going even when it's hard or you can't see how it's going to happen for you. One night I'm on my laptop and I see, at the time, people would go live. Live had just kind of got to be a big thing on Twitter. And people were linking their Just Twitter. Now, mind you, I had already produced a show with one of my entertainment friends, and we did it. We had Isaac Hayes, and Rashida, and Kurt, and Candy. Well, Candy was doing something on her thing where she would go and just talk randomly and wild. Her and a couple friends. So I said, you know what? I got an idea. So I called up my guy friend. I was like, look, I know I got an idea. We need to take this and we need to produce it. We need to come up with some content and we need to put it on Ustream. We were the first, number one to do it. Okay. I said, I'm going to come up with all of the assets. I'm going to come up with the show. I said, let's just pitch it to her and see what she thinks. Came up with the website, the assets, the show run, everything. We did the pitch to her. She loved it. Mind you, now I'm now unemployed, right? I'm getting my unemployment check, right? I am. Just keep in mind, my spirit was on 10,000 because now I'm doing something that I've always wanted to do, and I am creating things. I'm saying that to say this. We went from getting started to having more than 20,000 people live every Wednesday at 10 o'clock on the internet for 3 years straight. And this was in 2009, 10, and 11. No one was out there. So when you're talking about pioneers, I am literally a pioneer of this. So much so, the platform of Ustream and the Google, people at Google, they were calling us directly on the phone. We had representatives because we were doing numbers and creating value and production value that they had never seen, and they were excited. The countdown that you all use now on your lives and the music that everyone used, that was something that we implemented first. That was my idea. I started that. I'm not just saying it. You can still go to Ustream and pull up the old footage. There was nothing like that out there at the time. We had a live formatted show where we talked about adult things in a fun and humorous way with celebrities. So we were the archetype or prototype for the new podcasts, the lives, and all of the things. But to say to you, don't judge the package, because you never know what God is putting before you or whom he's putting in front of you to help you move your progress from one stage to the next. You never know. You never know, right? As for me, I realize that. I understand that. That's why I was able, look, you see this? You see this? I have been in circles and with people that you could not believe. My life, when I get to talk about it, is really a testimony to having favor and faith. And I'm saying that because sometimes God could give you everything you need already to be great, but your mindset or your past traumas could keep you locked in prison. That goes for me too. That goes for all of us. And so my message today is, what are you keeping yourself from? What opportunities? What experiences? What things could be right before you to take you to the next level, but the way you think because of your past experiences, you turn away from. You push shit away. You say, no, God, I don't want it. Or no, universe, that's not for me. Or no, manifestation, I'm not going in that direction. Sometimes you have to get out of your way and walk in faith and do it scared. And so, not to make this about Peach, but this really is about Peach because Peach loves E.T. I don't know if you guys are familiar with E.T., which is ironic. I am. Very much so, because my mother was Pentecostal, my dad was Seventh-day Adventist, and E.T. and my preacher, as a matter of fact, for my father's passing, did my father's eulogy. Let me tell you something about that young man. He talks about in his story how he, the way he thought, kept him behind. When I tell you this resonates so deeply, how can you say that you really really identify with a person's message, but you miss the whole message? This man talked about his toxic way of thinking. The things he was doing for himself was self-sabotaging. How many times do we self-sabotage? How many times do we go and we validate and we uplift all of the things that are wrong, are not working, or bad, but we don't get up and we give praise and acknowledgement for all the things that go right? What you speak out of your mouth is powerful. Very powerful. So a man thinketh. It hit me in my gut. Today was not a day that I was supposed to record. But I said, you know what? I want to share and be vulnerable and allow this time for my testimony to be a blessing to someone else and walk out on faith. This is a message to get out of your own way. You're good enough. You have everything you need. Magnify what is right. Focus on what you have and that's good. Because sometimes a person can be telling you, hey, you may not want to focus on a camera right now. You may want to focus on getting your computer with higher RAM. Hey, the most important part of production is not the camera, especially if you don't know how to use the actual features in the camera that makes it so great. Because most people have cameras like iPhones that have all of these things that are already regulated and set up and dialed for people to know how to use without having a professional background. What you should focus on is maybe getting a laptop or computer that can handle the type of graphics and the type of interfacing that you want to do to make a soundboard. So you have to be willing to hear something, or like my mom would say, you have to be willing to hear what a person have to say so you can eat the meat and spit out the bones. And I thank God for allowing me to always, no matter what or whom it is, to be able to receive what someone had to say to me, no matter of what I thought or what they look like. Because I'm telling you something, you have everything you need already. You don't need to buy one more extra thing. You just need to do until you find out what you need to keep doing. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Don't wait another minute. Jump right into it and don't make apologies for failing forward. That's the problem that we have, especially in our community, is that we're so bothered about failing that we don't do anything. And we end up stuck in paralysis, which means stuck in failure. When you don't do anything, you are consistently failing. When you move forward, you are learning. Therefore, you are not failing. You may come across mistakes and ways that you can do things differently, but those are learning opportunities. So as long as you're doing, you're learning, and you're moving closer to your goal. So that is what I'm coming to. As I look at the Peach McIntyres of the world, myself, and all of the people that are out here right now struggling, get out of your way. Get out of your way. Help is always there. Help is always there. Now, whether or not you see it or receive it is up to you. So I suggest everybody start working on all of your past traumas, all of your preconceived notions about people, all of your assumptions. All of that, in my opinion, works against you. So I'm hoping that this message empowered someone to go out there and be brave, be daring, not be scared to walk out and be bold, to go out and grab what you say is yours. It takes courage to walk out in faith and say, that is mine and I claim it. And if I'm claiming it as a Christian and I'm walking out on faith, honey, I know how to walk away from something that does not serve me. But don't get in your head. Don't get in your mind where you start passing judgments about the capabilities of how great God is. Because you never know. God could be bringing you the best thing you ever had. But because of your own past traumas and your inability to understand how big God is, you keep yourself from success. And on that note, y'all, that is it for me, your girl E. I want to let you know I have thoroughly enjoyed this moment that I've spent with you guys today, and I'm hoping that I was able to encourage, bless, or even help someone pull themselves up out of the bootstraps and get ready to get started anew tomorrow. And until the next time, y'all know what I gotta ask. I just have to. I gotta have a call to action. Your girl was in marketing. I mean, hey, I gotta do it. Do me a favor and hit the like button. And if you like what you heard today and would like to see me again, I have to tell you, this is something that I did impromptu. This is usually not my content. But I wanted to allow the universe, my Father, to use me in a way and really just be vulnerable and let you know how you'll never know how you touch someone to move on action. I wanted to be obedient to that feeling that I had. And so therefore I was. And for that, y'all, thank you. I am your girl E, and I am out.